Outstanding Poles in History. Maximilian Kolbe. In the winter of 1894, in the home of Julius and Mariana Kolbe, Raymond was born, affectionately known as Mundek. Even though Poland wasn't on the map at that time, the Kolbe family was committed to instilling a patriotic upbringing for their sons. They read Polish books, upheld their faith, and taught them the values of fighting for freedom. Young Mundek held a knightly spirit from childhood. He was also fascinated by the military. At the age of 12, the Virgin Mary appeared to him with 2 crowns. One red, symbolizing martyrdom, and the other white for purity. Mundek accepted both crowns and decided to become a soldier of Mary. Along with his brother, he went to Lviv to study at a Franciscan high school. After a short period, he asked the superiors to admit him to the Franciscan novitiate, where he received the religious name Maximilian. He was a very talented student, and the superiors sent him to study in Rome. There, he earned 2 doctorates, one in theology and the other in philosophy. Maximilian Kolbe also had an interest in mathematics and physics. As a student, he even created a project called the Eteroplane, a vehicle for space travel. During his studies, Maximilian founded the Knights of the Immaculate Association. Upon his return to Poland, the association grew, and they started publishing the magazine Knight of the Immaculate. Maximilian Kolbe went all out. In 1927, he founded a town called Niepokalanów on an empty, untilled field near Warsaw. He built a monastery, a publishing house, printing presses, bakeries, and workshops. Soon there was also a post office and a fire station. Meanwhile, in 1930, he went on a mission to Japan, where he started publishing Knight of the Immaculate in Japanese, and built a monastery named the Garden of the Immaculate. He planned to open branches in India and Beirut. Upon Maximilian's return from Japan, Niepokalanów began to flourish. The eccentric Mad Max, as his fellow friars called him, began test radio broadcasts in 1938 on shortwave, marking the beginning of the first Catholic radio station in Poland. Globally, it was the second broadcasting station after Vatican Radio. He set up a power plant and started thinking about establishing a television station and an airport in Niepokalanów. The circulation of Knight of the Immaculate reached nearly 1 million copies at one point. The Franciscans also published a daily newspaper, children's magazines, and a missionary magazine. The Niepokalanów monastery became the largest monastic community in the world, with nearly 800 friars. However, times changed. World War II broke out. Father Maximilian opened the doors of the monastery to all those in need. He was arrested in 1941 and placed in the Auschwitz concentration camp. One day, a prisoner escaped from the camp. In such situations, the Germans chose 10 others to be sentenced to death. Among those 10 was Franciszek Gajowniczek, who said, "How sorry I am for my wife and children, whom I will leave behind." When Father Maximilian heard this, he volunteered for the so-called starvation death cell and gave his life for Franciszek Gajowniczek. Maximilian Kolbe became a saint. He is an apostle of the press and media, but above all, an apostle for love of fellow human beings. For there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for another.